Hey, I'm Jesse Hunt with Unofficial. We're a web design and digital marketing agency located in downtown Memphis. Since 2002, I've been helping Mid-South businesses just like yours improve their websites and find more customers on the internet. Today, I'm going to perform a video website audit on your website that'll show you some areas for improvement that might be hurting your business. The entire audit will take 15 to 20 minutes and should leave you substantially more informed about what's working and what's not working so well on your website. I hope you'll find the audit informative and that you'll keep me in mind if you ever need some help working on your existing website or building a new one. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's get started.
So here we are on the home page of your website. Now what I'd like to do is spend just a couple minutes going through a few pages of your website and giving you some feedback about what I see. I'll provide feedback about the overall look of your website, how it functions, whether or not it's easy for visitors to understand what actions you're wanting them to take, and more. From there, we'll take a look at some of the tools that Google provides, as well as some Google search results to get a better idea of what Google thinks about your website. Then we'll return to your website and use a couple tools that I have installed on my computer to get a better understanding of the technical aspects of your website and how it's functioning behind the scenes. All right, Dimitri, so back to your website here, and when I come to your home page here, the first thing I notice is your logo right here in the header area. You've got some pictures down the right side here, which I think the pictures, some of them are really cool. I like some of the projects that you've worked on for sure. But I think overall the website looks a little lackluster, maybe is the word that comes to mind. It's just I'm not seeing anything that really jumps out and grabs me and just slaps me in the face and says, hey, here's what we work on. I think the homepage could be much better if it had some great big pictures of projects that you worked on, or heck, I don't know, maybe even the whole background showing some images or something like that, a slideshow or a video or something that just pulls me into the website a little more and kind of sucks me in right off the bat, rather than hitting me with so much text off the bat. Because when I land here, I'm just seeing all this text right off the bat, and the pictures are kind of secondary for me. So I might try to reverse that a little bit and put the emphasis on the pictures right off the bat, and then let people scroll down and read the text. All that being said, don't get me wrong. I think text is really, really, really important. Google loves lots of text. We want to give Google lots of text, and you've got a pretty good bit of text on your website. So I think that's great. I just think it might be good to show people some images or something graphical before you jump right into all the text. So let's click through here, and so if we click on who we are, all right, so nothing happens if I click that other than this drop-down menu. So we'll click Our Approach. And so exactly the same design, still have this header here, nothing graphical kind of at the top of the screen here, just the logo. And so the Our Approach page seems very similar to the home page, other than the pictures over here on the right side are different. Again, really cool pictures. I think those are great. I wish I could click on them and see them bigger, but I'm trying to click right here and nothing's happening. So I think that might could be improved a little bit. We go to our team. I like that you've got some pictures of your team over here on the right. I think it would be great if Jason's picture lined up with his profile down here instead of being up here next to your profile, but you know, it is what it is. But if you're going to go through the trouble of fixing some of the other things we talked about here, you might just bump his picture down so that it lines up with his profile. Go to design. Again, I think a lot of my critique is the same. The pictures are really cool. You've got a good amount of text. There's just nothing that jumps out right off the bat and like slaps me in the face and grabs my attention. I just feel like some bigger pictures, something more graphical on all the pages could really liven your website up a bit. If we go to the contact page, all right, so I see on the contact page you've got here's your business name, your address, your phone number, and your email address. I think that's a good thing that you've got all that. We'll come back and talk about name, address, and phone number a little bit more here in just a couple minutes. I've also noticed that every page of your website has your email address and your phone number down here in the footer. I would encourage you to add your business name and your address to the footer of every page on your website. That'll help you with your search engine rankings, and we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. And then your project gallery. So here we move the pictures from the right column over to the left column, and when we click on them, looks like it opens up a lightbox feature and shows us just a larger version of the image. From a search engine standpoint, it might be cool if these were actually a separate page so that I could click on this and go to a page that gives a little more details. I don't know if this is enough information here for somebody to make a really good decision that you're the right guy for the job or not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. We could certainly talk more about that if you'd like to. But so yeah, those are the main critiques I've got. You know, overall, my overall review here is just that the website feels a little dated and lacks a little bit of excitement. I think you know, these big gray kind of side curtains here on the website, that's indicative of a website that's a few years old. Generally speaking, folks are designing 100% width websites these days. This is a design style that was much more common just a few years back. So I don't know if you agree with me and you think the website could use a little refresh in terms of looks. I'd love to talk to you about that and chat with you about how something like that might work. But yeah, that's the overall critique on the website itself. Okay, next I want to take a look at your Google local listing and compare the information in that listing to the information that's on your website. Specifically, we'll be looking at your name, address, and phone number. This is commonly referenced by the acronym NAP, N-A-P, in my industry. Google wants to see that your name, address, and phone number are perfectly consistent across all the pages of your website, on your Google local listing, as well as on all the other listings that reference your business across the internet, like Yellow Pages listings, Better Business Bureau directory listings, etc. These various internet listings that reference your business information are called citations. When your citations are perfectly consistent across the internet, Google views that as a sign of trust, and they'll rank your website more highly in the local search results. Obviously, better search engine rankings equates to more traffic to your website. More traffic equals more leads equals more sales, and more sales equals a better return on investment from your website. If your name, address, and phone number citations are not consistent across the internet, it might be necessary to manually contact the websites that are publishing inaccurate data and ask them to correct it. If you need help with this, I'd love to discuss it with you. Just give me a shout and we can talk about it. All right, so I told you we were going to talk more about the name, address, and phone number later, and so here we are back on your Contact Us page. And so the business name, as you've got it listed on your website, is OZER Engineering. Your street address, 663 South Cooper Street, Suite 4, Memphis, Tennessee, 38104, and then a phone number 901-305-6540. So what we want to see is that Google has the same information in their database. So what I've done is I opened a couple tabs here. The first one I've got, I Googled OZER Engineering Memphis. Now, usually when you search the name of a business like that and include the city name, Google will display a big listing right over here that shows the name of the business with some information about that business. I'll give you an example. So if we do Unofficial Memphis, the name of my company, and search, and see how Google shows this local listing right here, that's what I was really hoping to find for your business, but it didn't show up. So OZER Engineering didn't try, so I decided, well, let's try I'm sorry, I'm not going to butcher your last name there. I'm not even going to try. When I talk to you on the phone sometime, I want you to tell me how to say that properly. Ozeriansky, that's it. I hope I got that right. Anyway, so here we go. I searched it that way, and again, it's not showing up here. Now, what that tells me is that Google doesn't seem to have a local listing for your business. So that's a pretty big problem. I think we need to set up a Google local listing here. Setting up a Google local listing could really improve your likelihood of showing up in local search results and could really help to make your website a more profitable tool for the business. So That being said, since we're talking about name, address, phone number, citations, and being really consistent, I can tell you we have some consistency problems here, and I can see it just by looking at these searches, even though we don't have that Google local listing. If you look at your website, your contact page says OZER Engineering, but your title tag says OZER Yansky Engineering. And then as we scroll down here, you know, AIA Memphis shows you as OZER Engineering. Let's see, I saw some more earlier. Hang on, let's go back over here to this search. So the OnePlus shows you as OZER Yansky Engineering. So those inconsistencies like that is exactly what I'm talking about. That's the stuff that can really mess up your local rankings and can damage your ability to show up in those local search results. So if showing up in the local search results is something that's important to you, if getting business from here in the Memphis market when people are typing in local keywords, if you want to show up in those map results, this is important stuff. This is getting this consistency right is something that could really help your website. So if that's something you want to know more about, I'd absolutely love to help you with that. Now let's look at some search engine rankings. First, it's important to understand the types of results that are displayed on a typical Google search. So what I've done here is I searched Memphis Diet Clinic because this is a field that I've worked in a little bit, and I knew that this would pull up some examples of the types of listings that I'm going to tell you about. Now, often at the top of the Google search results, you'll see a section of sponsored results. You'll recognize the sponsored results by the small ad icon, this little orange, yellowish icon here next to them. Now, these people are paying to be here. So to put it simply, the more you pay Google, the higher you rank in these sponsored ad spaces. So for the sake of this video, we're going to disregard these sponsored listings. Below the sponsored results, many searches also display a section of map results. So these listings right here below this map. Now these map listings are also referred to as local results. Websites show up in the local results by being built well, having a physical address that's fairly close to what the user is searching for, having online reviews, and having lots of citations with perfectly consistent name, address, and phone number information. Now finally, below those map results, you'll see 10 listings down here that we refer to as organic results. Now, websites rank in the organic listings by being built well, with the right keywords in the right places the right number of times. It's also very helpful to have lots of other websites linking back to your website and to have a domain name that's not brand new, so it has a bit of age on it. Now, your goal for your business should probably be to have your website ranking both in the local results up here under the map, as well as down here in these organic results. And once you've got your website ranking in both of those places, then you can turn your focus to trying to get videos about your business ranking in the search engine results, directory listings, Better Business Bureau listings, as many listings about your business as you can to get those to rank here on the first page of Google in the search results. The idea here is that the more of your listings that you can put here on the first page of Google, the more of your competitors that it pushes off the bottom of that first page. And so the fewer competitors you have and the more of you that shows up on that page, the more likely you're going to be to get the business instead of your competitor. All right, Dimitri, as we get close to wrapping this video up here, what I've done here is I've searched, I tried to put myself in the shoes of a potential customer of yours, and I said, okay, if I was looking for somebody that does what Dimitri does, for somebody that does that kind of work, what would I type into Google in order to find them? So the first keyword that came to mind for me was Memphis Structural Engineering, and as you can see up here, that's what I've typed into Google, is Memphis Structural Engineering. As we scroll down, as you can see, we've got Burr & Cole Consulting Engineers, Davis Patricios Criswell, and Tom Robinson and Associates showing up here in the local results. So you're not showing up at all in these local results. I'm not at all surprised by that because we remember earlier we couldn't find your listing over here on the right when we searched you by name. I don't think you actually have one of these listings. So definitely need some help getting that set up, or definitely need to do that anyway. If you need some help with it, I can help you with it. But I would definitely recommend that you get that done. From there, as we scroll down, in the organic results, we've got Yellow Pages. Here's Davis Patricios Criswell again. CSA Structures, Angie's List, Burkle, here's a Better Business Bureau, Poe Engineering, Porch.com, Home Advisor, and University of Memphis. So as you can see, you're not showing up at all on the first page of the Google results when somebody types in Memphis Structural Engineering. Now, I'm not going to click through to the second page because most visitors don't, and so I don't think there's any real point in researching that too much. But next keyword I did here is Structural Engineer Memphis. And very much the same results. I mean, we get a little bit different here, but same deal. You're not showing up at all in the local results. And as we scroll through the organic results down here, I haven't managed to find your listing there either. So I really think there's a missed opportunity there. I think there's a big opportunity for you to be able to make some improvements to your website, improve your search engine optimization strategy, and be able to get more traffic to your website, more leads through your website, more sales because of your website. So I definitely think there's some opportunity here that you're missing out on right now. All right, next, let's go back to your website real quick. I'm going to close that up. And as we go back to your website, I've got this little utility installed on my browser here. We'll open this up. This is Google's Tag Assistant. And as you can see, it basically what this does, it scans your website and it tells me whether you've got any Google tags installed in the code of your website. As you can see right here, it shows 0 tags installed. I was really hoping to find a tag called Google Analytics. Now, what Google Analytics does is it monitors the traffic on your website, and it tells you how many people are coming to the website and what they're looking at while they're there. Where do they come from? So do they come from Facebook or Google or AIA or whatever? And so it gives you a really good tool to be able to measure how much traffic you're getting and then what that traffic's doing. Are they landing on your homepage and immediately leaving, or are they clicking through some pages, looking at your stuff, and then ultimately getting in contact with you? It gives you a really good gauge as to whether or not your website's doing a good job as a marketing tool and whether it's generating a good return on investment for you. I'd highly recommend that you install Google Analytics. It's free software. You'll need somebody that understands a little bit about websites in order to install it, but it gives you really good data to be able to know whether or not you're getting a good return on your investment. And then finally, I've got this one other tool installed in my browser here. This is called SEO Quake, and this is a page SEO audit, so page search engine optimization audit. And it just scans the code on your website and gives me a real quick look at what's been done to optimize your website for the search engines. I won't get too bogged down in the technical stuff here, but I'll hit a couple of the highlights that I think are real important. The first one is the title tag. Now, if I had to pick one place on a website that's the most important place to put your keywords if you want to show up for them in the search engines, it's in your title tag. Well, your title tag is OZER Engineering Home. There are no keywords here. This is a problem. Your key, I would recommend something more like, well, first of all, we want to figure out what the proper name for the business is. Is it OZER Engineering or is it OZER Engineering? Because like we talked about earlier, that NAP thing matters. But beyond that, so let's say that it's OZER Engineering for now. I think your good title tag would be something like OZER Engineering Memphis Structural Engineering Firm, or something like that, or Structural Engineers in Memphis, something along those lines. We can talk more about that and come up with a better, with the perfect title tags. But each page should have a different title tag, and each page should use different keywords in the title tags. All right, scrolling down. Meta description. You don't have one on your website. Now, Google looks at a meta description, and when you go to a Google result and there's little text below your listing that describes the page, when you have a meta description available, usually that's where Google gets that text from. But if you don't have a meta description available, then Google just grabs some random text off of your website. So you're kind of at Google's mercy here because you don't have a meta description, that Google could pick some text that isn't terribly compelling. Now, you want to have a really compelling meta description that tells visitors or people using search engines why they should pick your website instead of the competition. Having a great meta description could be the difference between you getting a new customer and somebody else getting a new customer. So it's important to get that right. Down here, headings. You don't have any headings at all. That's another really important place to put some keywords for your website. You've got images that are missing alt tags. Like I said, I'm not going to go into all the technical complexities here. If you want to know more about what all this stuff is and the technical specifics of it, give me a call and I'll be glad to walk you through it. But it says you don't have an AMP version. You don't have a Meta viewport, which means your website's is probably not mobile friendly. dang, I forgot to check earlier and see if your website was mobile friendly. Let's check that real quick. Just real quick, bear with me here. And so this is a mobile friendly test that Google provides us with. And as we plug in your information here, that'll scan. And no, so Google says your website is not mobile friendly, your text is too small to read, your mobile viewport's not set. So this is hurting your traffic almost certainly. Google doesn't send as much traffic to websites that aren't mobile friendly. So scroll down, you're missing XML sitemaps. We talked about Google Analytics being missing, and you're missing some micro formats. So if you want to know what all that stuff means, give me a call and I'll be glad to talk you through it. But suffice it to say, there are definitely some things that could be done to improve your search engine rankings and help you to get more traffic, more leads, and more sales through your website. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this audit up right here. I hope you found the information that we've covered informative and helpful. My goal is to be a resource to you. I want to gain your trust and ultimately earn your business. I want to be your go-to website design and internet marketing pro. I'd really love to hear your feedback on this audit. If it's not too much trouble, please give me a quick call on my cell phone and let me know what you thought, good or bad. My cell phone number is 901-491-6490. If I haven't heard back from you in a couple days, I'll follow up with you to make sure that you receive my email, to see if you have any questions, and to see if I can assist you in any way. In the meantime, please don't hesitate to give me a call. I'm looking forward to chatting with you soon. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.